Hey guys, it's Amber, and I am getting ready to work on day 12 of my October daily. I have this cute picture of my kitty sleeping on the couch, looking adorable. There's like a fall pillow here. So I pulled out all of my cat stuff. I'm just trying to decide how I want to do it. So I'm either going to go with a patterned paper or I'm going to go with an acetate. So that's kind of what I need to decide. So I have this cute acetate sheet here from the Prima line. So if I go with this, what I need to decide is what I would put on the back, because it's not really, you can see that they're cats, but it would kind of be like a one sheet kind of thing, and I need to figure out something that would go on the back. I was considering maybe these tags from Heidi Swapp. They're pretty similar in size. I wish I had thought of that sooner, because then I could have made the picture a little bit larger, because then, you know, it wouldn't stick out on the other side. So that's something I'm considering, where, you know, I get to play with that. I'm also considering, I've got this pattern paper from the 2021 Heidi Swapp collection. And I've got several here. This is from the Prima collection. There's this one here, but I don't think I'm leaning towards that one. It's just a little bit too much going on. This is that same as the acetate pattern, but on pink. But I've done several pink layouts in a row, so I think I'm leaning away from that one for now. So I think I'm really leaning either towards to one of these three. So I just have to make a decision. They're all very similar. But once I do that, what I was thinking about doing is, this is another sheet from the Heidi Swapp collection. I think I want to spell out the word catnap. There's Scaredy Cat is up here. So I've got cat, and then N-A, and then probably the P here from Spook. There's two P's here. The only P's I can find that are the right size for a bigger word. And the only other ones I can find are like in Pocus or Supposed. And all the P's are like really washed out. So that's going to kind of be my only option. So I'm going to cut out the ones from Caution and the P from Spooky and spell out catnap. And I thought that that would be kind of cute to put catnap kind of up here. Not sure yet which number I'm going to use. I haven't even started looking yet. But just gonna keep it, again, sticking with very, very, very simple. And then I pulled out this chipboard because I knew there were some cats on here. There's three options, one with the pumpkin, which I'm probably not gonna use, but maybe this one that's standing out might be kind of cute. So I even pulled these out to see if maybe I wanted to stick one on top of anything sticking out of the album. If it's acetate, I don't think I would, but if it's paper, it's possible. So like I said, I just kind of dug through my stash and pulled out what I had for cat related things. So I basically just need to make a decision, figure out what I'm going to do. If I do go with the acetate, these are my options, or honestly, I could make my own tag. This one would be kind of just a fun place for your like eyes to rest, where I could just add some ribbon, and these I could do some stamping or just add a photo. So partly could make that decision later, or look at my list of things that I had kind of like pre-planned out a little bit. So I can do a little pre-planning, and that's the beauty of being behind, is figuring out where you're at. So I'm going to put you on pause, make those couple decisions, and then we'll get to building this one together. It should be pretty quick from here on out. So while I was still deciding which background pattern paper I was using, I decided to go ahead and start cutting out the letters and words for catnap from this Heidi Swapp paper that I knew I needed. Since I knew that that was definitely something I was going to be using. I hated to trim through the backside because it was all these really fun labels, but I also kind of want to use up the product that I have, so I went with it. And it was like an orange color, which I don't really have a lot of good orange letters, so that's part of the reason why I went with it. So I had left some room to trim them down, and then once I had them out, I was able to kind of place them on the photo in the position where I figured they would go, and then I was able to kind of move that around and make decisions. I did really want to use that acetate, but I'm also trying to think about what's going to go on the next page behind it, and I also know that I have another photo of a cat coming up at least on like day 17. Plus I have photos of my cats in their Halloween costumes coming up later, so I will have more of a chance to use it. Part of what helped convince me was I realized that I wanted to look at what was next to it in the album, which is my day 11 with the door, and I didn't love the acetate there. And while I did like the sun and moon cat paper there that's to the right, the way the pattern was designed, I don't know, there was something about it. I felt like the one that I ended up using, which is the Heidi Swapp paper to the left, was going to work the best. So that was why I made that decision. I was kind of playing around with this cat chipboard piece here, maybe seeing if I would use it within the title, but I ultimately decided not to use that one and use a different one. So once that decision was made, I went ahead and punched out my holes. And then I decided that I also wanted to bring in some more orange. So I'm looking through my cardstock and I found one that matched really well. It's very, very old pattern paper on the back side. So I'm just seeing if that's definitely the route I wanted to go. And I'm basically just using it to create a border. So I'm just going to use some 1/4 inch adhesive in the corners along the sides of the photo to adhere it down, because it's a textured cardstock. I don't always trust rolling adhesive, especially if it's on the outside of the page protector, to stay on as well, even though I have permanent adhesive. So just using that 1/4 inch adhesive, and I just trimmed it out loosely so I could pull out my trimmer and get really good, nice straight lines. And you see I'm doing there. And then I also took some scissors and I roughed up the edges of the cardstock just a little bit to give it some texture. And I'm going to kind of zoom through that. And then I had the idea to take some of my older letter stickers and put a bunch of Z's along the top part of the photo there, because it's a letter that I don't really ever use. And I thought it'd be fun to use some of them up and kind of obviously have a little bit more of the play of the catnap. So I thought that that was a fun way to use up some stash and just have a little bit more fun with the top of the photo there and add a little bit more whimsy to the top of the photo. So used quite a few, maybe like 12 I think, and just kind of scattered them around the title there. I didn't attach it down in case I wanted to tuck any under or I needed to move anything, and now I'm just removing the release paper from the foam adhesive squares that I decided to use. I wanted to pop it up a little bit so it had some dimension. And then last thing I need to do after that, I'm going to add that chipboard cat to the right hand side, and I'm also going to pull out some chipboard numbers that are Thicker's brand. I had pulled out some white glittery ones and they were just way off. Didn't look right. But these here looked really good, and popped those in place for my number 12, and nice simple page, but had fun playing with some products. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you soon for day 13. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.